Today is February 12th, 2022. This is Aura, your host for today, bringing you your daily Silksong news. There has been no news to report for Silksong today, but for today there are a couple of things I wanted to talk about regarding Silksong and quote-unquote news. So let me just move this out of the way real quick. There you go. So yesterday, or rather 2 days ago, there was this article published in the PC Gamer website by Tyler Kolb, 2 days ago, as it says. It talks about like Whole Night, everything we know about the game, blah blah blah. Talks about like the GeForce leak, things we already know, and then kind of really stretches the article with like literally everything we already know about the game. But what makes this article special is that they actually messaged Team Cherry, and they answered. Right here, we asked Team Cherry co-director Will Pellin for an update, and he said we're still working steadily on it, and we're all looking forward to sharing more about it once we get closer to release. All right, so that's cool. I saw this yesterday, and I actually thought that I just wouldn't really share on it because, you know, I thought it's like news that everyone already knows. Everyone basically unanimously agreed that this is the case. There's no need to talk about it, but apparently it did kind of shook the fan base a bit, right? Like people really like discussed it. Some people even argued about it. So I want to talk about this a little bit today. And this quote that they're still working on it and they want to share basically once the game is actually close to release and not talk about it too much is kind of stuff we already knew. If you see here in the Hollow Knight Kickstarter, from before they even released the game, Kickstarters can still like comment on like the Kickstarter, the page here. So only backers can post comments. And 1 year ago, someone asked any Silksong news. What's going on? Where are the news? Can we get anything? Indie Direct, whatever. And Team Cherry actually replied November 30, as you can see here, 2020, before I even started the channel. He says, thanks for checking in. We've been so focused on getting Silksong finished. I've had a amount to blog, plus some slight adjustments, COVID. Rest assured, the team is still working hard on it, and we'll get some info soon. And it basically just reaffirms what they're saying here. Some people say that this quote is fake, like that they just made it up, but it seems really consistent with what we already know, especially like from talking to people like Clef, the PR guy for Team Cherry on Discord, on like the Hollow Knight official Discord. But apparently not everyone agreed that this is the case. So like it did really kind of riled up the community. People made videos about it. There's like a really nice recent video from Stizzle. He talks about it. I'll link it in the description. Go check it out. Basically covers everything. There's an earlier video talking about it. Just zooming into the text here for 20 seconds. Then post it, I suppose. And there's also like this post from the Hollow Knight, the r/Hollow Knight subreddit. And I think it's pinned. I'm not sure how Reddit really works, but yeah, it's just a screenshot of this text here. And lots of people talked about it. I kind of skimmed through the comments, and I've seen some comments that don't really make sense because people are kind of just mad at this point. Some people are just mad at Team Cherry for like not releasing updates, or they felt like the game was stopped being in development, that the game was dead. And that's absolutely not the case. That maybe they've been affected by COVID and it really hampered the development or something like that, but it didn't, at least according to like people like Greg or Lef again on the Holland Discord. And COVID didn't really impact anything in terms of like development and making progress on the game, because it's a small team and they can work from home, and it doesn't take much for them to just change up their internal workings to accommodate for that. Some people are saying that the game might have been cancelled because there are no news, or they are mad at Team Cherry because there have been no news. But Team Cherry would only release news if they... I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, it's a tough move to, like, for them to release news. It's a really like special move because they can only release so many news, alright, before they actually have to release the game, or else they would just spoil the game way too much, and then by the time the game is out, you already basically know about half the game. You can't just talk about it all the time, release as many news as they want, alright, because it takes time to write these blog posts, to go over them, to make sure everything's alright, to actually know what you want to talk about, and if you release too many news, then by the time the game is out, again, everything is basically spoiled, right? You don't want to wait all this time for Silksong, but by the time Silksong already comes out, you already know literally everything about it. That's no good, right?
Like, they actually kind of did that mistake with Hollow Knight when they worked on it, because if you look at Team Cherry's like older blog posts for Hollow Knight, they were like they came like very often. Like, they would do blog posts about like almost every little thing, like, oh, look at this new enemy, look at this character. Like, they ended up doing like too many blog posts, and I think it kind of hurt them in a way. Like, they probably don't want to do that again. They don't want to like repeat the same mistake that they did with Hollow Knight.
So yeah, they cannot just release news as much as they want all the time. I really think the next blog post, or the next like time they actually release major news, would be the one last time before the game is actually out. So maybe like a month or two, or a couple of weeks or something. That's just my guess. As in regards to getting news this February, I personally think it's unlikely, alright, because maybe Team Cherry will somehow recognize that. It's been 5 years since Hollow Knight, 3 years since the reveal of Silksong. But yeah, I think the chances of getting news or a release date is pretty unlikely. At least that's what I think. There's also this Reddit comment right here by Seek Mystery, who claims to be the author of the post, Tyler Culp. Says that they asked William in early February 2022, which is like a week, 2 weeks ago, for what it's worth. They said that they can't show the email, but it sounds like the team doesn't have much to add and just want to finish it. I don't really have a reason to doubt that. Like, I think that's pretty consistent with the other info we already know. So like, I'm not really gonna question that, just gonna take this at face value. But yeah, that's basically all I want to talk about. They're still working on the game. If they stop development, we would know, alright? This channel would cease to exist, But yeah, just don't worry, put your trust in Team Cherry. And yeah, I think that's it. This has been your daily news for Silksong for today, February 12th, 2022.